who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim. My castle's too small. The queen is mean to me.
Before Meghan Markle became a duchess, before the royal wedding, the crown, and the global platform, she allegedly had it all planned out, not just dreamed. Planned. According to someone dangerously close to her ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, Meghan's rise to royalty wasn't fate. It was a calculated campaign years in the making. In this video, we uncover what Trevor's camp just leaked and why it has Meghan absolute crisis mode. From rage room meltdowns to a vision board featuring Prince Harry before they ever met, the Duchess's entire narrative is now under fire. Quick question for you. If someone mapped out their entire relationship with you years in advance, even before you'd met, would you be flattered by the manifestation or freaked out by the manipulation? Sound off in the comments because this one's gonna spark a debate. What happens when the one person you erased from your origin story decides he's done staying silent? Meghan Markle's ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, was supposed to be ancient history, a forgotten first chapter left out of the fairy tale. But now Trevor has allegedly dropped a bombshell that even Meghan's PR team couldn't prepare for. Through a trusted associate, Trevor has begun leaking truths about their marriage, her personality behind closed doors, and her long-term ambition that paints a completely different picture than the one she's sold the world. He's not doing interviews. He hasn't signed a book deal. He didn't join a podcast. He just quietly passed information to someone close. And that whisper has exploded into a roar because Trevor never signed an NDA. Unlike royal critics or tabloid columnists, he has credibility. He knew her before the palace, before the prince, before the image. And what he's shared is already sending shockwaves through Montecito. One insider leak did what no media storm could. Meghan Markle is finally spiraling. She told the world she barely knew who Prince Harry was. Someone who knows her ex-husband says otherwise. Long before Meghan ever met Harry, before their chance meeting on a blind date, she allegedly had a vision board pinned with images of him, royal castles, and crown symbolism. It wasn't romantic, it was strategic. Insiders close to Trevor say Meghan treated her personal life like a chessboard, and Prince Harry was always the king she planned to capture. One even claims she rehearsed royal protocols, studied the media's response to Princess Diana, and adjusted her public persona long before setting foot near the palace. The board itself reportedly showed a roadmap, not to love, but to legacy. Friends say Meghan didn't stumble into royalty. She manifested it like a business plan.
And the vision board with Prince Harry on it was revealed to her.
And the moment this board was exposed, everything shifted. It wasn't love at first sight. It was a long-played strategy disguised as fate. The moment Trevor's leaks surfaced, Meghan Markle didn't release a statement. She disappeared. Multiple sources now claim Meghan is in full-blown crisis mode, scrambling her legal team, canceling public appearances, and retreating into what staffers are calling a rage room. Yes, you heard that right. A soundproof chamber reportedly built inside her Montecito mansion, designed specifically for emotional outbursts. One insider described it as a space with padded walls, smashable items, and a reinforced door. Not a meditation room, not a spa. A place to break things when the narrative breaks down. The panic behind the scenes is so intense that Meghan has allegedly demanded back-to-back crisis meetings, legal shutdowns, and even floated retroactive gag orders for people who were never under NDA. But it's too late. Trevor never signed anything. He can say what he wants when he wants. And Meghan, who built her image on control, is finally facing something she can't contain. When whispers turn into headlines, lawyers become first responders. As soon as Trevor Engelson's leaks began making waves, Meghan's legal team reportedly went into hyperdrive. Multiple sources claim Montecito turned into a full-blown war room. PR advisors huddled, legal drafts flying, and emergency calls to media outlets demanding takedowns. Cease and desist letters were allegedly sent out to everyone from journalists to former staff. But here's the kicker. Those letters don't hold weight if the people they're targeting were never legally silenced to begin with. Trevor didn't sign an NDA, neither did his close friends, and that means Meghan can't legally muzzle what's coming next. One legal analyst described the Duchess's reaction as sheer panic, not confidence. And that's the exact moment the public mood shifted. When someone goes nuclear, instead of just denying a rumor, people start to wonder, what are they hiding? If the truth wasn't dangerous, she wouldn't be trying so hard to bury it. Reputation is currency, and Meghan's is tanking fast. For years, the Duchess of Sussex sold the world a billion-dollar image, the misunderstood woman who broke barriers, defied a centuries-old institution, and inspired women everywhere. But now that narrative is collapsing, and so are the brand deals built on it. Insiders say Hollywood partners are getting nervous. One major streaming platform reportedly paused negotiations on a Meghan-led wellness project. A skincare brand quietly deleted a post featuring her. Even her once loyal podcast production team is allegedly reconsidering plans for season 2. The industry's message is subtle but clear. If your credibility falters, your marketability vanishes. In a town where image is everything, scandal isn't just a PR nightmare, it's a liability. And Meghan isn't just losing support from media allies, she's bleeding influence in boardrooms. When the brand becomes the scandal, deals dry up fast. This isn't just a celebrity scandal, it's a constitutional crisis in the making. As speculation grows over Meghan's alleged surrogacy and the legitimacy of her pregnancy claims, royal legal teams are reportedly reviewing whether titles granted to Archie and Lilibet can withstand scrutiny. That's right. If the Duchess misrepresented medical records or skipped official disclosure protocols during royal birth documentation, it could trigger a title reevaluation at the highest level. One senior aide described the mood behind palace gates as deep concern layered with quiet fury. And here's why it matters. Royal succession and constitutional legitimacy are bound by tradition, but also by documentation. If that documentation turns out to be inaccurate or misleading, the monarchy has legal grounds to revoke titles. Sources say King Charles is aware. Advisors have reportedly initiated contingency planning, just in case. This isn't tabloid gossip, it's now about royal law, and that changes everything. When Meghan Markle told the world she had no idea who Prince Harry was, many took her at her word. But now, the vision board says otherwise, and fans are furious. According to Trevor Engelson's circle, Meghan had Prince Harry's face pinned to a mood board years before they even met, not a fantasy collage. A literal visual blueprint of her future, complete with castles, tiaras, and wedding visuals. Critics online are calling it the biggest red flag in hindsight. One former fan posted, "I supported her because she was relatable. Now I feel like I was played." Even neutral outlets are now re-examining early interviews, public statements, and moments where Meghan denied researching Harry beforehand. This isn't just damaging, it's deeply personal. For fans who rooted for a modern-day Cinderella story, discovering it may have been staged hits, like betrayal. A love story feels different when it starts with a target, not a spark. While Meghan scrambles behind the scenes, Prince Harry has gone silent, and his silence is deafening. Insiders close to the couple say Harry has grown increasingly distant in recent days, avoiding staff, skipping joint appearances, and spending long stretches alone in the farthest wing of their Montecito estate. He's not lashing out, he's not defending Meghan in public, he's just gone quiet, and that's what worries people most. One longtime friend allegedly told media, "He's not mad, he's just embarrassed. This time it's not the palace or the press, it's her past." What makes this different is that the leak didn't come from royal enemies. It came from someone who loved Meghan before the spotlight. Someone who has nothing to gain except closure. And now, even Harry reportedly told Meghan in private, "This isn't the firm's fault, it's yours." The man who once shielded her from the world might now be shielding himself from her. Once hailed as a feminist icon and champion of mental health, Meghan Markle now finds herself at the center of a growing storm of doubt. Across social platforms, fan accounts are going dark. Public figures who once defended her are posting cryptic messages about false idol. And even her loyal base is beginning to ask the uncomfortable question, how much of Meghan's story was true? This shift didn't happen overnight, but Trevor's leak and the alleged vision board lit a match in a room soaked with suspicion. The woman who branded herself as authentic and vulnerable is now being portrayed as manipulative and strategic.
A 4 and a 6-year-old going off and selling some vegetables, but that was a lie too. It just is. I think she can't actually control herself.
And the contrast is jarring. More than one viral post has captured the mood perfectly. We didn't want a perfect duchess. We wanted a real one. But if what's being revealed is true, Meghan's version of real might have been more scripted than anyone imagined. Once trust breaks, no title, tiara, or PR team can glue it back together. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't just another royal gossip headline. This is the unraveling of a narrative that shaped global opinion for years. So if you want to keep peeling back the curtain and hearing what the press won't say, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. We've got more leaks, deeper breakdowns, and truth bombs coming your way. If there was one secret Meghan Markle hoped would never surface, this was it.
Been pregnant for way too long.
According to a former senior nurse at a Montecito fertility clinic, Meghan underwent extensive hormonal testing in 2018, right after her engagement to Harry. The result? Devastating. The nurse claims Meghan's ovarian reserve was described as non-existent, with uterine scarring and a hormonal profile that made natural conception highly unlikely, if not impossible. Meghan reportedly sat in silence for over an hour, then whispered something chilling. What does this mean for the story? She wasn't focused on her health, she was worried about optics. Insiders now believe this revelation could be the key to long-standing surrogacy rumors, sudden secrecy around both births, and the conspicuous absence of hospital photos or staff confirmations.
I'm with postpartum.
Yep.
And we both had preeclampsia.
Oh God,
postpartum
can you
preeclampsia.
believe we both had that? It's so rare.
It's so rare.
And so scary.
And so scary. And in the quiet, you're still trying to show up for people. And in the quiet, you're still just trying to show up mostly for your children.
Yeah.
But this time, the narrative didn't slip through the cracks. It shattered. When biology collides with branding, truth hits harder than any tabloid ever could. The moment the fertility leak hit the internet, the public did what the internet does best. They remembered everything. The folding baby bump, the mysterious absence of hospital footage, the rapid announcement followed by eerie silence. Suddenly, clips from years ago, once dismissed as conspiracy, started resurfacing with new weight. Was Meghan ever actually pregnant? Or did she craft an entire motherhood narrative around something she couldn't physically experience? Let's be clear, infertility isn't a scandal.
Later, Harry was seen comforting his wife by rubbing her back, which sent pregnancy rumors into overdrive. But according to one published report, a source close to Kensington Palace says, don't believe it. Chalk this pregnancy speculation to an unflattering dress and wind. We'll know soon enough.
Millions of women face it. The scandal comes from allegedly hiding it while monetizing it, using it to build a brand, sell books, launch charities, and craft a powerful public persona. One viral thread laid it out bluntly. Surrogacy isn't the problem, lying is. And if the nurse's claims hold up in court, this goes far beyond reputation. This could mean forged documentation, succession disputes, and even retroactive removal of royal titles. When Meghan Markle's legal team panics, something big is coming. According to royal insiders and Hollywood legal sources, Meghan's lawyers have been working overtime, issuing threats, trying to retroactively enforce gag orders, and attempting to discredit anyone who dares speak out. Their top target? The nurse who leaked her infertility diagnosis. But here's the problem. If this goes to court, everything becomes public record. That includes lab results, appointment logs, and internal emails. And once that happens, the PR battle is over. Insiders say Meghan has privately begged close allies to just hold the line while she tries to stop the story from escalating further. But the more she pushes, the worse it looks. One UK legal analyst noted, if the story weren't true, she'd have issued a statement, not sent her lawyers. The silence isn't protection, it's pressure, and it's building fast. You can't lawyer your way out of biology, or a past that's finally catching up. It's no longer just about Meghan, it's about the future of royal titles. With the revelation of possible surrogacy and concealed fertility struggles, Buckingham Palace is reportedly re-evaluating the legal legitimacy of Archie and Lilibet's royal designation. Why? Because royal titles aren't ceremonial, they're constitutional. And if Meghan knowingly falsified details surrounding her children's birth, the line of succession could be compromised. According to palace sources, internal legal teams are now reviewing the documentation trail.
So they chose another hospital.
The certificate shows the mother as Rachel Meghan, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex, and shows her job as Princess of the United Kingdom, the same as what Kate listed for her occupation. Baby Archie has already met his grandmother, the Queen.
Birth certificates, medical forms, and correspondence from the time of both children's announcements. If inconsistencies are found, one advisor warned, the palace could legally suspend or revoke the children's titles, marking a royal first. The fallout would be historic, not just for Meghan and Harry, but for the monarchy itself. This is no longer a story about fame. It's about constitutional trust. The crown does not tolerate deception, especially when the next generation is involved. While Meghan faces PR nightmares and legal storms, Prince Harry is reportedly reaching his emotional limit. Sources close to the Sussex household say Harry has become distant, disoriented, and deeply conflicted. He's no longer the fierce defender who once attacked the British press on her behalf. Now he's quietly questioning how much of Meghan's story he ever truly knew. He's tired, one longtime friend shared. Not angry, just exhausted. He thought the drama ended when they left the palace, but it never ends. And for the first time, Harry is reportedly acknowledging that this isn't a royal conspiracy. It's personal. Behind the scenes, he's said to be in contact with former palace aides, even estranged relative, trying to make sense of what's real, what's exaggerated, and what's been completely fabricated. Insiders say the couple's relationship has become strained under the weight of secrets unraveling. The man who once walked away from royalty for love may now be wondering what exactly he gave it all up for. Meghan didn't just leave the royal family, she rebranded. For years, she spun her story into a billion-dollar brand, docuseries, podcasts, children's books, and lifestyle launches. But in the wake of Trevor Engelson's revelations and the explosive infertility leak, that brand is crumbling fast. Sources in Hollywood say major deals are on hold indefinitely. Spotify quietly pulled the plug on a second season. Her Netflix production slate is now under review. A wellness startup she was tied to has scrubbed all social posts. Why? Because reputation is market value. And when the public feels betrayed, corporations feel it in their bottom line. Even fashion brands once eager to partner with Meghan are backing away, afraid of guilt by association. A top branding expert said it plainly, you can't sell empowerment while dodging the truth. She built an empire on authenticity, and now that very foundation is collapsing beneath her. Every public figure has a breaking point, and Meghan Markle may be standing at hers. Her team is reportedly split. One camp wants a full public reset, a raw, vulnerable interview where she admits to struggles, explains her silence, and reclaims the narrative. Think Oprah 2.0, but this time with real consequences on the table. The other camp urges complete radio silence. Let the media cycle spin out, let the headlines fade. But here's the problem. This isn't tabloid drama anymore. It's medical, legal, constitutional. The idea of a comeback might have worked 2 years ago, but now even her supporters are asking, what else has she kept hidden? And the window for controlling this story is shrinking, because the longer she waits, the more people assume the worst. Meghan can't rebuild her image without first confronting what broke it. In every crisis, silence is a strategy until it becomes a statement. Since Trevor's insider story broke, Meghan has yet to publicly acknowledge it. No press release, no podcast response, no casual quote in an interview, nothing. And that silence has become deafening. Critics say it signals guilt. Even former allies now admit it. Looks suspicious, one PR consultant told The Telegraph. In 2020, silence read as grace. In 2025, it reads as hiding. The risk is that silence cements the narrative. Every day without clarification, the leaked story becomes the story. And in the court of public opinion, perception is power. The longer Meghan avoids speaking, the more she loses control over what comes next. You can't ghost a scandal, not when the world's already talking. At the end of every story, there's a choice. And Meghan Markle's is here. Does she finally confront the cracks in her narrative? Does she admit that behind the filters, the speeches, and the royal glamour was a woman struggling to hold it all together? Or does she keep pretending, hoping her team can silence every leak and survive one more headline? This isn't about Trevor anymore, or even Harry. It's about the woman behind the brand, the one who asked the world to believe in her. And now the world is watching to see if she'll believe in the truth, because everything, her titles, her brand, her future influence, rests on what she does next. This scandal won't be remembered for how it started. It'll be remembered for how she ends it. From a vision board to a full-blown PR inferno, Meghan Markle's perfectly curated narrative is unraveling faster than anyone expected. But as her ex-husband's quiet whispers turn into global headlines, one thing has become brutally clear. When you build a legacy on control, even a single leak can cause everything to collapse. Whether Meghan reclaims the story or lets it slip through her fingers, that choice is hers. hers. But the world is watching, and this time, the fairy tale might not get a rewrite. So before you go, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notification. You don't want to miss what comes next. Tap the end screen now for our next video, where we unpack another A-list unraveling. Because behind every spotlight, guys, there's always a shadow. Final disclaimer. This video is based on publicly available information, reported insider claims, and third-party commentary. Many of the details discussed are unverified, unconfirmed, or based on speculation and gossip circulating online and in media coverage. This content is intended for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Please do your own research and consult qualified sources before drawing conclusions. We encourage respectful discussion and will keep covering the stories that matter to you.